The first topic is gross domestic product estimates or GDP estimates. So GDP is nothing but the market value of all final goods and services within a country. Suppose a country A produced 100 tons of wheat, for which each ton costing 1000 rupees, then the GDP will be 1 lakh in a country. So if 100 tons of wheat is produced from a country and it is sold for 1000 rupees a ton, then the country's GDP will be 1 lakh rupees. So the GDP is the market value of all final goods and services produced within a country for a period of time. So in GDP we have two types. One is real GDP and the other is nominal GDP. So these both are linked with the inflation or change in the value of rupee. In simple terms, the real GDP is influenced by inflation and the nominal GDP is not influenced by inflation. So the next concept is GVA. So GVA is the gross value added. If you produce wheat and when you sell, you include input cost plus some extra amount for your work. So this extra amount is called the gross value added. So it is of two types. One is real GVA, that is gross value added, and the other is nominal GVA. So if it is influenced by inflation, then it is called real GVA, and if it is not influenced by inflation, then it is called or calculated for a whole year, then it is called nominal GVA. Now this topic was in news because National Statistical Office, which conducts periodic All India economic census, has released the first advanced estimates of GDP for 2021 to 22 with the GDP growth of 9.2%. The next topic is Retail Direct Scheme. Here retail means selling a product in small quantities. Next important term in this topic is government securities or G-SECs. So these are the debt instruments issued by the government. So if the government wants money, then it will sell government securities to any person or organization with some interest rate. So if the interest rates increase, then the person who bought government securities will get money. So to increase the selling of the government securities, government has launched the Retail Direct Scheme. The third topic is unemployment in India. So the unemployment rate is the rate of people who are willing to work and are looking for the work. So in 2017 to 18, the unemployment rate is 4.7%. In 2018 to 19, the unemployment rate has increased to 6.3%, and in December 2021, the unemployment rate has increased to 7.91%. So the unemployment rate is much higher in urban areas than in the rural areas. The next topic is agricultural exports. So in 2022, the agricultural exports of rice, marine products, coffee, etc. has exceeded $50 billion. And in 2018, India has introduced the agriculture export policy to increase the exports, and programs were made to improve this production. The next topic is railway safety. So the train accident in West Bengal has killed 9 people. So this topic was in news. So the committees which relate to the railway safety is Khanna Committee, Kalkodkar Committee, Pitroda Committee and Debroy Committee are related to railway committees on safety. So a statutory body called the Commission of Railway Safety was established under Railways Act 1989 to deal with safety of rail travel and investigation of serious rail accidents. The next topic is design linked incentives. the incentive scheme. So it is a scheme launched to improve the semiconductor industry in India. So with the growing pressure of environmental sustainability and with the growth of electronic sector, semiconductors are playing a major role in the industrial sector. So to increase the semiconductor industry, the government has launched the design linked incentive scheme to encourage the MSMEs, domestic companies and other startups in India. The next topic is telecom sector. So Indian telecom sector is the second largest in the world. The Department of Telecommunication charges some usage fees and licensing fees to the telecom operators called the adjusted gross revenue. So this topic is very important, called the adjusted gross revenues or AGRs. So these the adjusted gross revenue is the amount that is paid to the telecommunications department from the total money they get at certain period of time. So the next topic is General Network Access, GNA. It means open and non-discriminatory access to the interstate transmission system. So under One Nation One Grid program, government has passed Interstate Transmission System Regulations 2021. So under this, the renewable energy programs, investments in sustainable energy and research are promoted. So this is about the general network access. The next topic is city gas distribution network. So for a cleaner cooking fuel or transportation fuel, the central government has launched a new program under Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board Act 2006. So almost 88% of the country's area would be authorized for the development of the network, including Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal. The next topic is sugar mills. So sugar mills which are weak are supported financially under the Sugar Development Fund rules of 1983. So if a sugar factory has faced losses continuously for the last 3 financial years, or if the sugar factory net worth is negative but still is not closed, then they are eligible to apply for restructuring of sugar factory under the Sugar Development Rules of 1983. So the minimum support price to the sugar cane is called Fair and Remunerative Price, that is FRP. In some states like Uttar Pradesh, the minimum support price is given based on the production and the productivity levels called State Advised Prices or SAP. So these are generally higher than the FRPs. The next topic is oil rises past 7-year high on supply fears. So due to the supply chain disruptions in Saudi Arabia and due to Russia-Ukraine war, the oil prices have risen severely, causing inflation in many countries. The next topic is Smart Cities and Academia Towards Action and Research Program, SAR. So this program was launched under the Smart Cities mission. The main aim of this Smart Cities mission is to build the cities with the basic infrastructure with clean and sustainable environment. And under the SAR program, 15 premier architecture and planning institutions of the country will document the landmark projects developed under this Smart Cities mission. So SAR is the initiative of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and National Institute of Urban Affairs. The next topic is Chips to Startup program. So under this program, over 85,000 engineers who are of highly qualified and are given training in the very large scale integration and embedded system design in the key areas of energy and environment, health sector, agriculture, disaster management, etc. So it was launched under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The next topic is NASSCOM report on startups. So, as per this NASSCOM report, the startups in India have increased more than 600 in the year 2020 and more than 2250 under the year 2021. The next topic is RBI releases frameworks for offline digital payments. Here, offline digital payments means paying money through mobile, cards or wallets without the use of internet. So under this payment model, payments can be done up to 200 rupees per transaction with the maximum limit of rupees 2000. The next topic is emergency credit line guarantee scheme. So under this, it is a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package, and under this scheme, free loans are sanctioned for MSMEs, business entrepreneurs, and for industrial business purposes. So, as per the SBI report, this scheme has saved over 13.5 lakh units and 1.5 crore jobs in the MSME sector. The next topic is domestic systematically important banks. So the banks which are covered all over India and have large cross-sectional jurisdiction activity and the assets exceed 2% of GDP and which are too big to remove are called the domestic systematically important banks. SBI, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank are the examples of this kind of banks. The next one is Airtel Payment Bank as a scheduled bank. So for a scheduled bank, the RBI gives loans at a very low interest rate. It acquires the membership of clearing house. Now the important topic here in this concept is clearing houses. So what is this clearing house? This clearing house means suppose if you have a debit card of scheduled bank, you can withdraw money through another bank's ATM. So amount which is present in one bank, but your amount is present in the scheduled bank, but you are withdrawing from another bank. So these both amount will be settled within the banks, and this is called the clearing house. So scheduled banks will be given the membership of a clearing house, and a scheduled bank will acquire the membership of clearing house automatically. So even Airtel Payment Bank got the membership of clearing house automatically. So this is about this topic. The next topic is India to use Supreme Court's order to counter Deva's arbitration case abroad. So in this case, what happened was, the main topic to learn in this case is international arbitration. So international arbitration means if there is any disputes between trade or investment or businesses in the international level, then this international arbitration will solve those problems. The next topic is India on track to surpass China as third largest ethanol consumer by 2026 as per International Energy Agency. So here, to reduce the release of carbon, India blends 20% of ethanol, which is a renewable fuel, with the petroleum. So ethanol is blended with petroleum. How much percent? 20% of ethanol. So as per the reports of International Energy Agency, India is going to overtake China with ethanol consumption by 2026. The next topic is Ministry of Textiles release operational guidelines for PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel PM Mitra Park scheme. So PM Mitra scheme is launched to improve the textile sector in India. It was inspired by 5 F's, that is farm to fiber, to factory to fashion to foreign. So these are the 5 F's which are inspired and adopted in this PM Mitra scheme. So it is launched under the Ministry of Textiles. The next topic is Kabul under Ministry of Mines engaging with countries for exploring possibilities of mineral asset acquisition abroad. So, Kabul is the Khanij Bidesh India Limited joint venture company. So, it identifies and acquires the minerals like cobalt, nickel, copper, neodymium. Here it is neodymium and other rare metals, etc. So, here with the Kabul, it is this Kabul company is like a strategic in nature, and it is engaged with the countries like Australia, Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. The next topic is America Competes Act. So this act was introduced by the US government to increase the opportunities for Indians to own a startups in the US. Next topic is taxation on virtual digital assets. So as the increase in the virtual digital assets, the government has taxed at the rate of 30% under the Income Tax Act, and it will be effective from the 1st April 2022. Another concept is the central bank digital currency. So it is a digital currency of India released by RBI to boost the digital economy. The next concept is asset monetization. So monetization here means to convert something into money. So the government has set up National Land Monetization Corporation, and under this initiative the government land and buildings which are of non-core assets are given for lease or sold to companies and corporations. So DIPAM is the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management. So this DIPAM will deal with the management of the central government investments and sales. So it works under the Ministry of Finance. The next concept is sovereign credit rating. So if a country doesn't have sufficient finances to carry out development activities or administrative activities, it asks for money at some interest rate to the international financial institutions like World Bank, International Monetary Fund, etc. So these international institutions take advice from the independent credit rating agencies. So these credit rating agencies rate a country based upon its bankruptcy, payment capacity, etc. So depending upon the rating given by the credit rating agencies, they decide the international financial institutions decide to whether to give the amount or not to these countries. The next concept is green bonds. So green bonds are the loans given by the international agencies for the projects or companies which work to the environmental and climate benefits. So another concept called blue bonds is also present. So blue bonds are the bonds which give loans to finance projects like which protect the ocean and related ecosystems. The next topic is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, SWIFT. So this is an international messaging network for all the banks at the international level. So it is founded in the year 1973, and if a person in London wants to send money to a person who is in India, then the payee has to submit his SWIFT number, which consists of 8-digit code, to the bank, so that in the bank which is in London will send a message to the bank which is in India. So once the message is approved, then the money will get automatically transferred. So this makes the exporting and importing very easy. So for international trade and commerce, this SWIFT is widely used. But here, few Russian banks have disconnected from this SWIFT amidst the Russia-Ukraine crisis. The next topic is corporate social responsibility. So, corporate social responsibility is a basic responsibility of the corporate companies to secure the environment and social objectives like education, health, employment by funding at least 2% from its average net profit. So, if a company whose net worth is 500 crores or more, or whose turnover is 1000 crores or more, or if the net profit is more than 5 crores or more, then those corporate companies should spend at least 2% of their uh, turnover for the corporate social responsibility. The Company Act of 2013 deals with the corporate social responsibility, and another concept called individual social responsibility is also there. So the individual social responsibility here means the individual becoming more responsible in their actions like volunteering time, giving money, and standing up for issues that affect the rights of others is called individual social responsibility. The next concept is urban employment. So, Rajasthan has become the fifth state to introduce the urban employment scheme called Indira Gandhi Shahari Rozgar Guarantee Yojana. So, Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand, and Tamil Nadu have already introduced this scheme. So, as per the Periodic Labour Force Survey of 2019 to 20, the unemployment rate in urban areas is 7%, and in rural areas it is up to 4%. So, some other employment generation initiatives which were launched by India are Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. So, it is a national urban livelihood mission launched to reduce poverty in urban areas. Next is PM Swanidhi. It is launched to finance street vendors during the crisis. The next is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. It is launched to provide free loans to the MSME sector, small businesses, etc. And next is Prime Minister's Employment Guarantee Program. It is launched to provide subsidies for the establishment of micro enterprises in urban and rural areas. The next topic is multimodal logistic parks. So here logistics is the support activity that connects from production to the consumption centers. So it includes warehousing, freight forwarding, value added logistics, or in simple terms we can tell this logistics include storage, shifting of goods, and transportation. So under this multimodal logistic park program, cold chains are established to store goods, and air, water, and railways are developed for proper and safe transportation of goods under this multimodal logistic parks. The next topic is Draft Integrated Plant Nutrition Management Bill. So, Department of Fertilizers have drafted this bill to regulate the pricing, movement, distribution, imports, and storage of the fertilizers in the country. So, as per the Fertilizer Control Order, only the fertilizers which obey the specific guidelines are allowed to use in India. For example, for this purpose, the Central Fertilizer Quality Control and Training Institute with 4 other sub-centers will check whether these imported fertilizers satisfy the given criteria or not. So even at every state level, laboratories are established to regulate the quality of fertilizers. The next topic is a scheme on enhancement of competitiveness in Indian capital goods sector phase 2. So the main objective of this scheme is to create a strong and competitive capital goods sector. So to make India self-reliant, industries which generates good like steels, iron, etc. are developed at the global level. So phase 1 of this scheme was launched to encourage the technological and infrastructural development. The next topic is economic survey bats for green financing framework. So here green financing means providing financial services for the projects that improve environmental sustainability and climate change. So green bonds, carbon tax, green banks, green funds are some of the examples of these green financial instruments that encourage green financing. So in India to improve green financing, RBI Sustainable Financial Group and Task Force on Sustainable Finance were introduced, and RBI has also included small renewable energy sector under its priority sector lending scheme. The next topic is Unified Payment Interface UPI. So, as the name itself tells, it includes multiple bank accounts into one single mobile app and helps to transfer money anytime and anywhere. So, National Payment Corporation of India has announced that Nepal has become the first foreign country to adapt the India's UPI system. The next topic is core banking system at post office. So the government is planning to bring the post office network under the banking system, so that especially the rural areas can get banking services at the post office itself. So it is like widening the banking services in India, especially in rural areas, through the post office. Next is Ombudsperson app. So this app is developed to take complaints and other issues related to Manrega scheme, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Generation Act. So under this scheme, employment is provided. So this app is developed to take complaints and other issues related to the scheme, and for its smooth functioning and also to ensure transparency and accountability. So it is launched under the Ministry of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj. The next topic is Pradhan Kisan Sampada Yojana extended and Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana tweaked. Tweaked is also called improved. Okay, tweaked means improved. So here, under this Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, it was extended till 2025 to 26, and its main aim is to boost the growth of the food processing sector and providing better process to farmers and creating employment opportunities. So to achieve these, cold chain, value added infrastructure, Operation Greens are launched. So it is launched under the Ministry of Food and Processing Industries. The next scheme is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. So under this, the funds for the development of rural road network was increased to 35%. So this scheme was launched under the Ministry of Rural Development. Next topic is the government approves continuation of Indian footwear and leather development program till 2026. So here the main aim of this scheme is to encourage the leather industry in India by addressing the issues of technology, environmental concerns, etc. So India produces 9% of the world's footwear. So there are some other sub schemes that are launched to improve the leather industry. They are the sustainable technology and environmental promotion, integrated development of leather in the leather sector, establishment of institutional facilities, mega leather footwear and accessories cluster development, brand promotion of Indian brands in leather and footwear sector, assistance for development of design studios. So all these are some of the sub schemes which are the initiatives taken by the government to improve the leather industry in India. The next topic is Parvatmala, an efficient and safe alternate transport network. So to promote transportation in the hilly areas with sustainable alternative, ropeways and cable cranes or cable ways are built with low cost, and it will connect the last mile. So under this scheme, uh, last mile connectivity is guaranteed with the low cost. So it specially focuses in the areas of Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and other northeastern states. The next topic is Prime Minister Development Initiative for Northeast, PM Divine. So, under this scheme, infrastructure and social development projects like employment for youth and women in the northeastern states are provided. The next topic is lavender cultivation under CSIR IIM's Aroma Mission in Ramban as part of the Purple Revolution. So, here, Purple or Lavender Revolution is launched under the Council of Scientific or Industrial Research Aroma Mission by Ministry of Science and Technology. So lavender is used to make oil, soaps, room fresheners. So it is a native crop of Europe. And in India, it is practiced in 20 districts of Jammu and Kashmir. So the next is there are here some important revolutions are given. So here you can see black revolution is for petroleum products, blue revolution is for fisheries, green revolution is for food grains, golden revolution is for horticulture or fruits, white revolution is for milk, yellow revolution is for oil seeds, silver revolution is for eggs, red revolution is for tomatoes or meat, round revolution is for potatoes, brown revolution is for leather or cocoa, golden fiber revolution is for jute, gray revolution is for fertilizers, pink revolution is for onion or pharmaceuticals or prawns production, and silver fiber revolution is for cotton production. So these are all some important revolutions. The next topic is Saffron Bowl Project. So under the scheme, experiments were made to expand the saffron cultivation in some parts of Northeast. So Yangang village of South Sikkim has become successful in saffron cultivation. So some sites in Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya were identified as suitable places for saffron cultivation. The next topic is Equisat or International Crop Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics. So it is founded in the year 1972 and its headquarters is located in Hyderabad. So it conducts agricultural research for development of dry lands of Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. So it is a non-profit and non-political organization. The next topic is water taxi service. So it is the first water taxi in India. So it will provide services from South Mumbai to Navi Mumbai. It boosts tourism, encourages employment and provides time saving and eco-friendly journey. Next topic is bank recapitalization. Here one important concept is capital adequacy ratio, CAR. It is the ratio of regulatory capital funds to risk weighted assets. In simple terms, it is a ratio of assets which it has to the assets which are at risk. So if the capital adequacy ratio is positive, then they'll function well. If not, then they are at risk. So if they are not functioning well, then those public sector banks are supposed to recapitalization. So recapitalization means giving more money to the state sector banks so that they can function properly. So the next topic is development financial institutions. So these are also called as development banks or development finance companies. So these will give money to the government under the National Bank for Financial Infrastructure and Development Act of 2021. So National Bank for Financial Infrastructure and Development is going to give 1 trillion rupees for development activities. So other development banks are Exim Bank, NABARD, NHB, SIDBI. So these banks are regulated by the RBI under Section 45L and 45N of RBI Act of 1934. The next topic is Sagarmala Program. So this program was launched under the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. So it aims to modernize ports, develop inland water transport, develop smart industrial port cities, and provide coastal tourism, develop fishing harbors, fish processing sectors, etc. Thus, this scheme includes port modernization, port connectivity, port-led industrialization, and coastal community development. The next topic is Bharat Mala. BharatNet. So BharatNet is the broad brand name for National Optic Fiber Network. So it provides internet services to all the gram panchayats in the country. So it is implemented under the Department of Telecommunications and it is founded by Universal Service Obligation Fund. Next is lithium supply. So lithium is used for rocket propellants, thermonuclear reactions, aerospace, telecommunications, glass, ceramics, and for laptop and mobile phone manufacturing. So Australia is the largest supplier of lithium, and Argentina, Chile, and China produce lithium from the salt lakes. So at present, it is largely on demand because it improves the efficiency of batteries. India has included lithium production under production linked incentive scheme, and the Kabul program also focuses on extraction of lithium reserves, and India has launched the first lithium plant in Gujarat in 2021. Next topic is MSMEs. So the center has launched Raising and Acceleration MSME Performance ramp assisted by the World Bank to improve the performance of MSMEs. So under this scheme, they make some policies which can develop MSMEs, encourage them to participate in the international trade, and gives technological assistance like machine learning, IoT, artificial intelligence, data analytics, etc. So some other initiatives taken by the government to promote MSMEs is the Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Generation Program. So it provides financial assistance to unemployed youth and traditional artisans. The next is Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for micro small enterprises. So under this, the loans are provided to the MSME sector. Next is Zero Certification Scheme. So this scheme was launched to manufacture quality products under Make in India initiative. The next is Online Portal Champions. So this was launched to solve the issues of MSMEs. And the next is Micro and Small Enterprises Cluster Development Program. It was launched to improve the MSMEs in terms of sustainable and green manufacturing technology, market access, skill and quality, etc. The next topic is National Digital Tourism Mission. So to reduce the gaps between tourist and tourism stakeholders, this mission was set up under the Ministry of Tourism. So as per the World Economic Forum's World Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index, India has ranked 34. So under this scheme, the center will provide better resources, service delivery, personalized tour plans, regulatory measures, etc. to improve the tourism with digital assistance. The next topic is Niti Aayog releases second edition of Export Preparedness Index 2021. So under this index, 4 criteria are taken into consideration. They are policy, business ecosystem, export performances. So Gujarat has topped index, followed by the Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. And among the landlocked states, Haryana has topped as the best performer. So the next topic is government extends emergency credit line guarantee scheme till March 31, 2023. Under this scheme, the business and enterprises like hospitality, travel, tourism, leisure and sporting sectors can get loans to improve their businesses. The next topic is India, South Africa, Namibia oppose talks at World Trade Organization on e-commerce, investment and MSMEs. So joint statement initiative was introduced at the World Trade Organization, which focused on e-commerce, investment and MSMEs. So these were special focuses made in the summit, but India, South Africa and Namibia raised concerns to focus on the mandated areas for the permanent solution of the food subsidies. Next topic is electronic bill, e-bill processing system. So Ministry of Finance and Corporate Affairs launched e-bill processing system. So if a supplier uploads their bill online with required documents and signature, then he is given e-way bill electronically. He can transport the goods without any interruption or delay. Next topic is Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. So it encourages startup ecosystem and others to make financial innovations in a sustainable manner. So it was set up under Section 8 of Companies Act of 2013. It was inaugurated in Bangalore. Reserve Bank of India conducts a $5 billion Rupee Swap auction. So here Rupee Swap auction means the central bank buys another country's currency with its own currency. So $5 billion Rupee Swap was done in an Indian auction. So with the Indian rupee, the central bank has bought the dollar currency. Next is Tapi Par Narmada River Interlinking Project. So Par River originates from the Nasik in Maharashtra, Tapi River originates from Satpura and Narmada River originates from Madhya Pradesh. So under this project, 7 dams were constructed. They are Jari, Mohan Kavchai, Pachked, Chasmandwa, Chikkar, Dabdar, Kelwan dams. So one of these dams is in Maharashtra and the other rest are in Gujarat. Next topic is poverty estimates. So absolute poverty or extreme poverty is where people lack safe drinking water, food and sanitation. So as per the World Bank's Consumer Pyramid Households survey, so there is a 12.3% decline in extreme poverty. It was 22.5% in 2011 and in 2019 it decreased to 10.2%. And as per the Consumer Expenditure Survey report, the International Monetary Fund suggested that India has almost eliminated the extreme poverty. So it was 10.8% in 2011 and in 2019 it was 1.3. So the next topic is current account deficit. So when imports are more than exports, then the currency from the forex reserves decreases. So this situation is called current account deficit. So in this topic only this concept is important. So the next topic is open network for digital commerce. So here testing of open network for digital commerce was launched by Department of Promotion of Industry and Trade. So with the success of UPI model, government is now trying to extend digital commerce for exchange of goods and services through the digital or electronic networks called the open network for the digital commerce. The next topic is digital banking units. So digital banks or virtual banks are those banks which provide financial services like online banking, extension of loans digitally. So under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 digital banking units were launched in the 75 districts. And RBI has also released few guidelines on the establishment of digital banking units. The next topic is Standing Deposit Facility, SDF. So it is a financial instrument mechanism through which banks store their money in the RBI without any government securities. So generally in the reverse repo rate, this standing deposit facility and reverse repo rate are both same. But in reverse repo rate, the commercial companies buys government securities and stores money in the central bank, whereas in standing deposit facility, government security is not bought by the commercial banks, but it just stores its amount. That is the basic difference between SDF and reverse repo rate. Let's also look into what is reverse repo rate. So in reverse repo rate, the central bank sells the government securities to the commercial banks. So when there is more liquidity with the commercial banks, then it will automatically store in the central banks. That situation is called standing deposit facility. And other important topic is cash reserve ratio. So here you can see cash reserve ratio, CRR, is the liquidity amount which should be maintained for running a bank. So it is called cash reserve ratio. CRR is regulated by RBI. And you can also see statutory liquidity ratio. So it is a minimum assets that should be maintained by the bank. So it may be in the form of gold, cash, securities, etc. The main difference between CRR statute and SLR is CRR should have only reserves in cash, whereas here under SLR it can have through government securities, bonds, or gold reserves, etc. So the next topic is coal sector in India. So under Coal Bearing Area Acquisition and Development Act of 1957, the policy which allows leasing of the land for specified purposes when the land is no longer suitable or economically viable has been framed. So India has the fifth largest coal reserves in the world and is the second largest importer of coals. So generally the coals are classified into three types. They are the anthracite, bituminous, and lignite. So anthracite coal has 80 to 95% of carbon content and is found in the small quantity in Jammu and Kashmir. Coming to bituminous coal, it has only 60 to 80% of carbon content and it has low level of moisture content found in the Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha and Chhattisgarh and also Madhya Pradesh. Next is lignite. Lignite has 40 to 55% of carbon content and it is found in Rajasthan, Lakhimpur district of Assam and Tamil Nadu. The next topic is semiconductor manufacturing in India. So the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has announced the formation of advisory committee to improve and guide the semiconductor missions. So here a semiconductor is a material that has the characteristic and ability to conduct small amount of electric current. So some basic components like diodes, transistors and many photovoltaic cells contain semiconductive materials. So semiconductor has become the key area of development at present and India has taken several initiatives for manufacturing semiconductors. Some of the initiatives are Semicon India program. So it is a program for the development of semiconductors and display manufacturing ecosystem in India. And then the next is design linked incentive scheme to support for chip design infrastructure, etc. And next is India Semiconductor Mission. So it is an independent business under Digital India and was set up for developing semiconductors and display manufacturing facilities. The next is Modified Special Incentive Package Scheme. So it was set up to allocate incentives in order to boost semiconductor industry. The next topic is Reserve Bank of India releases its annual report on currency and finance for the financial year 2021 to 22. So the theme of this report is Revive and Reconstruct. So as per the report, Indian economy will take 12 years more to overcome COVID losses. So inflation due to Russia-Ukraine war and deglobalization are one of the key challenges of the present Indian economy. Here, they also gave about the concept called the capital adequacy ratio, CAR. So it means the ratio of the capital that the banks have to the capital that they have put by giving loans. Next topic is ways and means advances. So RBI has lowered the limit for the ways and means advances for the states and union territories. So here ways and means advances are the temporary advances given by the RBI at some interest rate based on the repo rate. So when there is the mismatch between receipts and payments, then to settle it, central bank asks money to the RBI called ways and means advances. So the next topic is counter cyclical capital buffer. When banks are earning more profits, then some percentage of money should be kept as a buffer so that it will be used during difficult times. So it is called counter cyclical capital buffers. So it was a part of Basel III norm, and RBI has made its framework in the 2015. Next topic is RBI Titans non-banking financial company lending and disclosure guidelines. So NBFCs, that is non-banking financial companies, are those which are formed only to provide loans to different sectors. So due to COVID situation, the loans from NBFCs have increased extensively. On that aspect, RBI has made new guidelines for the non-banking financial companies. The next topic is legal entity identifier. So legal entity identifier is a 20 character alphanumeric code that can be used for the global reference of all the global financial transactions. So this code improves the quality and accuracy of financial data reporting systems. The next topic is central government amends Nidhi rules. So Nidhi company is similar to the non-banking financial companies. So in this company, some members will be present and they borrow or lend money to its members only. So for forming this company, RBI license is not required. So due to the development of large number of Nidhi companies, Center has amended some Nidhi rules of 2014 to improve their governance and public interest. The next topic is guidelines on strategic disinvestment. So strategic disinvestment means selling of the government land or transfer of management control where the government have more than 50% share. So that is regarding the strategic disinvestment. The next topic is foreign exchange management rules 2022. So these rules are framed to regulate the foreign exchange rate and foreign investment in India. The next topic is chartered accountants, the cost of workers accountants and the company secretaries bill 2022. So here a coordination committee headed by the secretary of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs to solve the complaints of the members and firms. The bill was amended to strengthen the rules and regulations if these professionals were involved in certain cases. The next topic is RNOR, that is resident but not ordinarily a resident. So it is a type of residential status made under the income tax law. So if a person spends 120 days and earns 15 lakhs or more from India, then he is classified as resident but not ordinarily resident status. The next topic is Export Promotions Capital Goods Scheme. So this scheme was launched to promote exports with zero duty fee. It is launched under the Ministry of Commerce. The next topic is Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance and Providing Credit Card to MSME Entrepreneurs. So MSME sector contribute 30% of India's GDP, but many of them face challenges regarding infrastructure, legal recognition, and could not fulfill the criteria to take loans, etc. So, a standing committee was set up to solve the financial issues ch- uh, which are faced by the MSMEs. The next topic is India invokes peace clause for the third time. So here, um, to support food security, to the poor people in India, India has appealed peace clause for the third time in 2021. So subsidies are given for agricultural products. So there are four boxes under the World Trade Organization. So one is green box. So this box is applicable to both developed and developing countries. So it provides subsidies on the food prices of urban and rural poor. Next is amber box. Amber box is it promotes subsidies on some domestic support measures like water, fertilizers, power, etc. Next is blue box. So all the things that are given subsidies under the amber box are included in the blue box with some limitations. Next is special and differential treatment box. So under this box, subsidies are given to developing countries and low income countries. Subsidies are given to the agricultural inputs like tractors, pump set, etc. The next topic is J form. So J form is the sale receipt of farmers agricultural produce in mandis, or it acts like an income proof for the farmers. Next is Food and Agriculture Organization Food Price Index. So Food and Agriculture Organization Food Price Index FFPI measures the change of international prices of food commodities. It measures the prices of cereals, sugar, meat, vegetable oil and dairy. So as per the index, the average prices have increased. So on other side, FAO, that is Food and Agricultural Organization, is a UN's special agency which makes international efforts to defeat hunger. The next topic is women workforce. So as per the data of Ministry of Labor and Employment, more than 270 million workers are registered in eShram portal, and 53% are female workforce and 47% are male. The next topic is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package. So it is launched under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So under this program, 50 lakh rupees of accident coverage are provided to the community health workers, private hospital staff and other staff working in the government health sector. The next topic is Intelligent Transportation Systems. So Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has launched this app. It provides all sorts of information like traffic, safety measures and other alerts that contribute to accidents. Next topic is India's 9th hydrocarbon basin. So hydrocarbon is a compound of hydrogen and carbon. So it is a chief component of petroleum and natural gas. So the hydrocarbon basins are found mostly in the sedimentary basins, which are made up of sediments or small rocks. So in India, 26 sedimentary basins are present, and out of this, 9 hydrocarbon basins are identified. So they are Vindhyan Basin and Krishna Godavari Basin, Mumbai offshore, Assam shelf, Rajasthan, Kaveri, Assam, Arakan Fold Belt and Cambay. So the Vindhyan Basin is bounded by Sun and Narmada geofracture in the south and Great Boundary Fault in the west, Mogair Saharsa Ridge in the east, and Bundelkhand Massif and Indo-Gangetic Plain in the north. So the next topic is Kwar Hydroelectric Project. So this project was approved in Kwar district of Jammu and Kashmir to harness hydroelectricity from the Chenab river. Next topic is cryptocurrency and economic sovereignty. So, cryptocurrency is the international digital currency where we can trade and use it to buy anything. So, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency which is accepted by few countries like El Salvador and Central African Republic. In India, these currencies were identified as the virtual digital asset under Section 2 of 47A of IT Act 1961. So RBI officials have told to Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance that cryptocurrencies would lead to dollarization of the economy and would be against India's sovereign interest. Next topic is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC. So there are many issues regarding bad loans. Many of the businesses, MSMEs, individuals have taken the loans and did not pay back. So the loans which are not paid back to the banks are called the bad loans. So to tackle the problem of bad loans, International Bankruptcy Code in Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code was introduced in the year 2016. So a National Company Law Appellate Tribunal was established for hearing the complaints, and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India was established to solve these issues. But even after establishment, they could not solve the targeted cases. The next topic is GST Council. So it is a constitutional body introduced through 101 Constitutional Amendment Act under Article 279A Clause 1. So the GST Council consists of Union Finance Minister as chairman and Union Minister of State in charge of Revenue or Finance and other ministers nominated by the state government will be its members. So GST means a single domestic tax applied all over India. So in the recent case of Union of India versus Mohit Minerals Private Limited, the Supreme Court has stated that GST Council recommendation is not binding on the central and the state governments. The next topic is food inflation. So inflation means the rise in the prices. Consumer Food Price Index was released by the National Statistics Office. So as per the index, the food inflation has risen to 7.79% in April, which was higher than the past 8 years. The next topic is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So it is a crop insurance scheme which provides financial support to farmers suffering crop losses and encourages farmers to adopt innovative and modern agricultural practices, etc. So it provides the crop insurance through the insurance company selected by the states or union territories. The next topic is e-Shram portal. So it is national information portal that provides the data of all unorganized workers like construction workers, migrant workers, gig and platform workers, street vendors, etc. So it was launched by the Ministry of Labor and Employment, and some of the initiatives taken by government to support the unorganized sector are Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, to encourage the various sectors like cotton industries, MSMEs, laborers, middle class, etc. by supporting them economically. The next is Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan. So it is launched to protect unorganized workers by providing pensions in the old age. The next is labor codes. So these were established to improve the economic activity and workers' benefit. The next topic is Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Protsahan Yojana. So it provides employment to the unskilled and semi-skilled workers with EPF benefits of 3 years. The next is Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi. So it was launched to provide small loans to the street vendors and small businesses. The next topic is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission. So national urban life. So it under this, it provides skill development programs to uplift the urban poor. Next is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. It provides free food grains to the migrants and the poor. And the other one is One Nation One Ration Card scheme. So it provides food grains to the migrant workers. The next is Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So it provides food grains to the it creates new employment opportunities through in the during the COVID times. Next is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. So it provides financial help to the farmers at the end of each crop year. So this is about the initiatives taken by the India to support the unorganized sector. The next topic is fuel tax rate. So for petroleum and diesel, the center imposes central excise duty and state imposes state tax. So on production of petroleum products, the center imposes excise duty and states imposes states levy sales tax or VAT, uh, which varies from one state to another. The next topic is US becomes India's top trading partner. So as per the data released by the Ministry of Commerce of 2021 to 22, US was India's top trading partner. Special drawing rights. So special drawing rights or SDR allocations is linked to the International Monetary Fund quota. So as US contribute more in the SDR, the SDR quota will be high for the US. So SDR is a special drawing right which countries can exchange its currencies. So it is created by IMF in 1969 and at present it has 5 currencies. Those 5 currencies are US dollar, euro, Chinese yuan, Japanese yen and British pound sterling. So this is about SDR. And the next topic is technical barriers to trade, TBT. So it is one of the instrument of World Trade Organization to make the trade easy. So technical barriers to trade is used as an instrument to resolve all the technical issues in trade. So Indian government representative was made the chair in the TBT committee. Next topic is Maharashtra overtook Uttar Pradesh to re-emerge as top sugar producer. So for sugarcane production, hot and humid climate is needed with an average temperature of 21 degrees centigrade to 27 degrees centigrade and 75 to 150 centimeters rainfall is needed, and loamy soil which retains moisture is ideal for its growth. So Brazil is the largest producer of sugarcane in the world and India is the largest producer of sugarcane followed by Uttar Pradesh. The next topic is Bihar government allows exploration of country's largest gold reserve. So as per the Geological Survey of India, the largest gold reserves are present in Bihar with 44%, Rajasthan with 25%, Karnataka with 21%, West Bengal with 3%, Andhra Pradesh has 3% and Jharkhand has 2% of gold reserves. The next topic is Legal Metrology Act of 2009. So this act provides legal standards related to weights and measures and prescribes punishments, fines related to weights and measures. So it is launched under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Next topic is Center notified second phase of mandatory hallmarking which shall come into force from June 1, 2022. So hallmarking consists of the markings on the gold jewelry artifacts which determine the purity of the precious metals. So hallmarking scheme is run by the Bureau of Indian Standards under Quality Control Order of 2022. So here BIS, that is Board of Bureau of Indian Standards is a national standard body established under the BIS Act of 2016. So it is established to provide standard marks and quality certification of goods. The next topic is paper import monitoring system. So for the 201 types of paper imports, registration has made compulsory to protect the domestic paper industry. So paper imports is monitored under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The next topic is Indian Business Portal, IBP. So this portal was developed by the Federation of Indian Exports Organization and is launched under the Ministry of State and Commerce. So it provides the market for businesses, exporters, artisans and farmers to identify new markets. Next topic is Foreign Investment Facilitation Portal. So it is a single window portal which provides it is a single window clearance portal that connects the government of India and the investors and encourages the foreign direct investment. So it is administered by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The next topic is passive funds. So the funds which are invested based on the market index or specific market segment is called the passive funds. So SEBI has issued a notice on some passive funds. Next topic is the Reskilling Revolution Initiative. So it is launched by the World Economic Forum, and under this initiative, education, skills and economic opportunities are provided to over 1 billion people. The next topic is Gati Shakti Sanchar Portal for centralized right of way approvals. So in order to achieve broadband for all, Pradhan Gati Shakti National Master Plan was launched under Department of Telecommunications. So to accelerate infrastructure facilities, the right of way approvals is needed. And the next topic is Indian Gas Exchange. So under this, domestic gas is traded, and in India ONGC has become the first company to trade on IGX, that is Indian Gas Exchange. Next topic is GDP GVA gap. So here GDP is the market value of all goods and services, whereas GVA is the gross value added. So GVA is like the profit for goods and services produced in the country. So if the GVA is positive, then the GDP of the country grows. So but if GVA is negative, then there will be a negative growth in the economy. Another topic here is System of National Account, SNA 2008. So it is adopted by the UN Statistical Commission. So it gives recommendations on the measures to be taken for different economic conditions. The next topic is foreign direct investments. So it is an investment made by the foreign individuals or companies in India. So the FDI has increased with $83.57 billion in 2021 to 22. Another topic which is important here is foreign portfolio investments. So if a person from other country buys bonds, securities in India, then it is called the foreign portfolio investment. So he doesn't assume any ownership but purchases stocks or bonds. And the initiatives made by the government to attract the foreign direct investments are, here you can see, one is Foreign Exchange Management Act, where so it was introduced for the development and proper management of foreign exchange. And the next one is investor friendly policy was made. Trade partnerships were made to promote bilateral ties between both the countries like India UK and India Australia. etc. And to promote ease of doing business, single window clearance was made through foreign investment facilitation portal, and PM Gatti Shakti scheme was launched. Production linked incentive schemes were launched to attract the investment opportunities. The next topic is skilling landscape of India. So India has a half a billion labor force with 54% of population below 25 years. So as per World Economic Forum report, India has second highest employment potential. So to develop skills in youth, several institutions like Directorate General of Training and National Skill Development Agency, National Skill Development Corporation, Sector Skills Council, etc. were set up, and policies like National Policy for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship 2015 was launched. To promote and empower skilling in India, schemes like Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Skills Strengthening for Industrial Value Enhancement, PM Yuva Yojana was launched. And recently, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has also launched Nipun project, which is a national initiative for promotion of upskilling Nirman workers or construction workers. So under this project, over 1 lakh construction workers were trained. The next topic is gig workers. So it is if a person is given some work to perform and is paid for that work, then he is called a gig worker. So there are generally two types of gig workers. One is platform gig worker who performs work online, and the next one is non-platform worker who performs work physically. So as per the report released by Niti Aayog titled India's Booming Gig and Platform Economy, the gig workforce of India may hit 23.5 millions by 2030. The next topic is non-performing assets. So if money or loan is taken from the banks by an individual or company but is not paying back, then those are called non-performing assets. So the gross non-performing assets of the scheduled commercial banks were reduced to 5.9%, and the net non-performing assets were reduced to 1.7% in the same period of March 2022. The next topic is India payment system. So Indian payment system is the system that makes the payment process easy for clearing payment and making payment process easier for the economic development, financial stability, and for financial inclusion is called the payment system. So India has recorded more than 500% growth in digital payments between 2019 and 2021, and usage of the paper currencies came down to only 0.88%. So to regulate the Indian payment system, Payments and Settlement System Act of 2007 was launched by the RBI for ensuring safe, secure and efficient payment systems. The next topic is special economic zones. So these are located within the country's national borders and aim to create development, employment and encourages foreign investments by framing different trade laws only in these areas. So these are called special economic zones. So replacing the Special Economic Zones Act of 2005, a new draft on Development, Enterprise and Services Bill 2022 was launched. The next topic is innovation in railways. So to address quality, reliability and maintainability related issues on Indian railways, the Indian Railways has launched the Indian Railway Innovation Policy to encourage innovative, cost-effective and scalable solutions. The next topic is India and global indices. So, Environment Performance Index 2022 was released by Yale and Columbia University, and as per the report, India was ranked at the bottom. So, India has proved that the report was wrong based on their undiscovered data and assumptions. So, global indices evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of the country. And other global indices are the International Religious Freedom Report, which is released by US Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF. And next is World Press Freedom Index. It is released by Reporters Sans Frontiers, and India's position is 150 out of 180. Next is Global Hunger Index, which is released by Concern Worldwide and Wealth Hunger Health, and India's position is 101 out of 116. Democracy Index, released by Economic Intelligence Unit, and India has ranked 46 out of 167. The next index is Index of Economic Freedom, released by Heritage Foundation, and India's position is 131 out of 184 countries. The next index is Freedom in the World, and it is released by Freedom House, and India scores 66 out of 100. So these are about the indexes, global indices. Next is National Strategy for Sustainable Tourism. So to bring sustainable development in tourism, like safeguarding the nature, using carbon neutral resources, etc., Ministry of Tourism has launched the National Strategy for Sustainable Tourism. So the three basic principles of sustainable tourism are environment sustainability, which includes conserving natural heritage, improving environment conditions by taking different measures, and the second principle is socio-cultural sustainability, which is for conserving and understanding different cultural and traditional values, and the third principle is economic sustainability, which means contributing to for poverty reduction and providing long-term economic operations, etc. The next topic is twin deficit problem. So before knowing this concept, we need to know about the physical deficit and current account deficit. So if the government spending is more than the government income, it is called fiscal deficit. And if the total imports of the country are more than the total exports of the country, then it is called as current account deficit. So if the fiscal deficit of the country and current account deficit occurs simultaneously, then it is called twin deficit problem. And the next topic is US Federal Reserves hike its benchmark interest rate. So generally, central banks of the country rises their interest rate to reduce the circulation of money, and when money is less, then there will be inflation. So if that inflation lasts for a long period, then it leads to recession. Recession means the periodic slowdown of economic performance, which may lead to the decline in the GDP, income, and rise in the unemployment. The next topic is single nodal agency dashboard of public financial management system. So generally, for a scheme to implement in state level, the central government will release some funds and the states use it. So this single nodal agency or SNA dashboard is the system which is used to track the transfer of funds for centrally sponsored scheme and the utilization of the funds. The next topic is GST compensation cess levy extended till March 2026. So cess is the additional tax collected for some specific purpose. So GST is only one time payable tax all across the country. So due to introduction of the GST, the states have suffered few losses due to reduction of their total tax revenues. So to compensate for those states, GST compensation cess levy was introduced and was also extended till 2026. The next topic is International Financial Services Center Authority. So these International Financial Services Center Authority will deal with the flow of finance, financial products and services across borders. So in India, IFSCAs is established in Gujarat in 2020 under the International Financial Service Center Authority Act of 2019. The next topic is neobanks. So neobanks are small banks which are not physically present. So they are virtually present and provide financial services digitally. The next topic is Google tax. So Google tax or equalization levy is a form of tax collected from the digital companies who make profit from India. The next topic is Alternative Investment Fund. So these funds are private investment funds established in India. So these collect funds from investors from India and the foreign countries and invest for the benefit of investors. Next topic is hybrid securities. So hybrid securities are also the investment instruments that have two or more financial instruments like stocks, bonds, etc. SEBI has made a committee to make a regulation on hybrid securities. Next topic is Jan Samarth portal. So it is a digital portal that links 13 credit linked government schemes on a single platform. Next topic is Niryat, National Import-Export Record for Yearly Analysis of Trade Portal. So it is a one-stop center for all the information required on the India's foreign trade. The next topic is World Competitiveness Index. So it is released by Institute for Management Development and it ranks 37 out of 63 countries.